The cars are ready. Go ahead and strap those belts tight. We're set for 20 exciting Little Caesars Super Street laps of racing. Who is going to win? Dennis Gray on rope. Flag has not come out. Try it one more time here at Dixieland Speedway. We will not get a start. Remember, on the first initial start, the flagman controls when we go green flag. Each start after that, the leader can control it from that turn 3 pole there. You can see where the lights are on. The leader, anywhere after that pole on, can determine when they go green. But the initial start, it's up to the flagman to say, go. He did not push the green button, did not wave the green flag. Some of the drivers took off, so we're going to try it again. We'll re-rack them. And now we're going to go green here. Speedway. Kevin Bray on the outside will get the break going in turns 1 and 2. Kevin Bray has that 80 car wound up on the outside, takes the top spot by lanes over Dennis Barnes down the backstretch. Chris Lincoln's in 3rd spot. Meanwhile, a little further back, Lonnie Twyford's free-falling as we see the 2 of Rod Bazitsky get by him. There goes the red and white number 1 cars that come off of turn 4. 1 lap goes in the record books here in Dixieland. It's Kevin Bray up front. Dennis Barnes continues to ride in 2nd. He's trying to reel him back in down the backstretch. He's cut that deficit by a car length as they race it back to turns 3 and 4. Chris Lincoln, what a run he's having tonight. His mom here on the front. Seeing that car rolling fast here tonight. Wound up to 3rd position. Now we got a battle for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Great happening now as Dennis Barnes is close to the rear decklet of Kevin Bray down the backstretch. Almost saw the 93 car break loose in turns 1 and 2. He's gathered it back together, but up side by side for the front spot. Kevin Bray versus Dennis Barnes. They race back to turns on lap number 3. Kevin Bray cannot get away from Dennis Barnes. I talked to Kevin in the pits earlier tonight. He talked about a big change on that race car and the handling. They made some changes to the setup. It's so far it's working. We got a car. 4 cars get together. 93 of Chris Lincoln broke loose over in turns 3 and 4. That gathered the 57 car of Jeff Hunt. Unfortunately, Eric Keller had nowhere to go, as did the 78 of Colton Stevens. And that'll put us under our first yellow flag of the night. Caution flag on the Speedway for the first time on lap number 4 after some of our top runners had problems in turns 3 and 4. The 3rd place driver, Chris Lincoln, broke loose in turn 4. That stacked up the field. That allowed Jeff Hunt to get in the side of his race car. And then right behind them, the domino effect took place with Eric Keller, who was trailing, trying to get out of the way, had nowhere to go, as did another race car, the Colton Stevens number 78. So 4 cars involved in this incident, and it looks like the 33 car has some extensive damage. At least that car is stopped over in turns 3 and 4. Ray Ray's Towing and Transmissions is coming to the rescue. Meanwhile, the 78 car, you can see, dented up badly. The sheet metal pushed in on the passenger side of that race car, the right side of the car, that is. The crew's assessing on the left side of the car. It looks like the hood has come off the car or has been ripped off. Crew members continuing to assess that. We see the front wheels were turned left to right, making sure the towing has not been knocked out. But nevertheless, tough break for car number 78. And we're set to go back to racing. Kevin Bray, Dennis Barnes, Chris Lincoln, Jeff Hunt, your top 4. 4 laps in the book, 16 to go. Kevin Bray gets back in the throttle, works the gearbox, brings the parade off a turn. They're going to work it back to turns 1 and 2. That black number 80 in the wind now as he works that car off of turns 1 and 2 with the lead by about a car length over Dennis Barnes, who right now rides in 2nd spot as they continue to take those cars now back to turns 3 and 4. We're going to see another lap go on the board. That'll be 5 completed here tonight at Elizabeth City's Dixieland Speedway. Great night for Saturday night action, and we're so glad that you are with us here this evening, watching the battle. Others it back to Rod Bazitsky in a tight battle there. Another good battle, a little closer to the front for 4th spot. That's where we have the number 1 car on the inside of Jeff Hunt as he's digging for more off of turn. Great racing there. He's maybe looking for a podium run here tonight as he takes that car back to turns 3 and 4. Lap number 7 is put on the scoreboard. Great racing all over the Speedway. Watching Colton Stevens pick one off. He's going to work around Lonnie Twyford Colton makes his march back to the front of the field. Still more than half of the race remains here on this 3/8 of a mile dirt oval. Long straightaways, corners that are at Elizabeth City's Dixieland Speedway. Working back to turns 1 and 2, Dennis Barnes continues to ride along in second spot on this beautiful June evening. The humidity very low here this evening, comfortable conditions. Of course, dirt track every Friday night. The track conditions are a little bit different. That these drivers and crew members on their toes as they continue to work to dial these cars in. Good battle, closer to the front. Chris Lincoln breaks loose off of turn number 2, goes very high, almost comes down and collects the number 1 car as they race in 4. Looks like we'll have a change of position. Car number 1, third position, Chris Humlin, and we'll get a name on me. The outside, make that the 19 car, 18 car. Jason Jordan has tagged the outside. One around the 1 car, spins over in turns 1 and 2. He does a 360, he spins it again. Almost collects Jeff. Now, Speedway, again it's Kevin Bray, Dennis Barnes, Chris Lincoln, the top 3. Who will get it done and go to victory lane? We're getting ready to find out. Tighten those belts, it's gonna get good. Dennis Barnes is ready to try to get back to the front, but Kevin Bray says, don't talk so fast. He'd love to put that 80 car back in winner's circle. He leads the field back to 1 and 2. Single file for the moment. 1 car out of the line, trying to make his way to the front as Chris Humlin. Lonnie Twyford breaks loose off of turn number 2, gathers it back together down the back stretch. Working off of turn number 4, 8 laps remain. Chris Lincoln begins to apply pressure to the 20 of Dennis Barnes. They go back to 1 and 2. Dennis Barnes about 2 car lengths in the rears on the 80 of Kevin Bray. So Kevin Bray, such a solid year for the Maple, North Carolina driver. 2 victories coming into tonight. Kevin Bray, only 2 drivers have won this year. That's your first and second place drivers of Kevin Bray and Dennis Barnes. Kevin has 2, Dennis Barnes has 1 victory, and right now Kevin leads Dennis by 8 years. Coming into the working back off of turns 3 and 4, coming now to 6 laps remaining. They're winding down here tonight. Can Kevin Bray hold off the 20 of Dennis Barnes, or is Dennis just waiting to make that attack? Maybe he's trying to keep the tires as cool as possible. But we talk about clean air, and you think, wait a minute, that's on those racetracks that we hear on television or listen on the radio. We hear drivers that talk about it on this little 3/8 of a mile oval, how much it means. And not sure if that's what's taking place right now, or if the handling is just not to the liking of Dennis Barnes. But certainly Kevin Bray has went back to the garage over the past couple of weeks to work on that race car. They've changed some things because he did not win the last race. He watched the 20 of Dennis Barnes pick up that win. So he said, wait a minute, we want to get our car back in winner's circle. So they went to work and got that car rolling fast. And he's running super strong tonight, but now we're seeing the same thing we saw earlier tonight in the heat races, possibly a tire rub as he exits both ends of the speedway. No smoke, the exception of when he exits 2 and 4, and we see a puff of smoke once more. 17 laps have been completed. 2 yellow flags have come out, but other than that, it's been clean and green. And right now, the top 2 have checked out on the field. Your leader has about a 5 car length advantage over Dennis Barnes as he takes the field back to turns 3 and 4. Watching Colton Stevens have problems. Meanwhile, maybe we have a drive shaft on the racetrack, and that'll put us under our now 3rd yellow flag of the night. It comes on lap number, that may have been Colton Stevens' part that came off of that race car. We saw Colton visibly slow in 1 and 2, and then you look over at turns 1 and 2, and we see the debris that has littered the racetrack, and that has put us under now our 3rd yellow flag of the night on lap number 18 because of debris on the speedway, possibly a drive shaft, I'm being told over the radio. May have been Colton Stevens as he has come off the racetrack. We talked about him being involved in that incident earlier tonight back on lap 4 after he, along with Jeff Hunt, Chris Lincoln, and Eric Keller got together in turns 3 and 4. And his car had extensive damage. He brought it to the attention of his crew. They went to work on it, and he came back out, tried to get as many points as possible, but unfortunately that night may be done prematurely here. 2 laps shy of the checkered flag. One driver that did not want to see that yellow flag, that was Kevin Bray. He was beginning to run away from the field and try to go back down to victory lane here tonight, but the yellow has come out. 2 laps remain. It's gonna get good. We're coming for the restart now. Kevin Bray tells the field, come on, boogity, 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 let's go racing at Dixieland. And that's how they run back in turns 1 and 2. Dennis Barnes has one more shot at it. Brings that car off of turn number 2, about a car length shy of catching car number 80, Kevin Bray. Here they come. White flag will be displayed this time by Dennis Barnes. Sneaks down to the inside, takes a peek, but unfortunately can't do anything quite yet as we see one car really loose. Lonnie Twyford coming off of turn number 4. Half a lap away. Who will win? Kevin Bray has the lead, but here comes Dennis Barnes. They may make a little contact coming in turns 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side, but at the line it'll be Kevin Bray getting it done tonight. He edges of Dennis Barnes at the finish line. What a race we just witnessed here at Dixieland Speedway. Kevin Bray is victorious. He picks up his 3rd win of the 2021. Coming up in 2nd was Dennis Barnes. 3rd went to Chris Lincoln. 4th tonight was Jeff Hunt. And rounding out the top 5 was Rod Bazitsky. Finishing up in 6th was Jason Jordan. His mom gives him a big kiss. Hey, congratulations, Chris Lincoln. Solid 3rd place here tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough one. The tires are giving away at the end. I'm on old tires this week, so it was a little tough getting there at the beginning. We overdrove it a little bit, got a little loose.
You had your hands full tonight just to keep that car in a straight line. You did some well driving there.
Yeah, we're trying to get the hang back in the car. You know, we've got to do something on the setup. We change something, make a few changes, get a little better.
Congratulations. I know it wasn't the win, but you got to be happy this 2nd this year.
Man, it's always fun racing with Kevin. He and I go back 20-some years racing together. He's lucky I'm a nice guy because I could have little tapped him there, but I'm not. I don't race like that. Thanks, Dixie 105.7 for tonight.
The race car was setup change. Looks like it worked for you.
It did work. I told you earlier we changed the whole setup in there. Also put automatic transmission in there. That's what's smoking, so I got to figure that out. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.